That can only mean one thing. Yes, it's a launch day. Hi. Oh, it's so nice to see you. I'm so glad you could join us. My name is Rebecca Redican, but you can call me Becky, and I have got something brand spanking new to bring to you today. We are talking all about your Aperture stamps. Now, these are incredible. If you are brand spanking new, you've never even really crafted before, you don't even consider yourself a crafty person, maybe you're the type of person who, likes to cook beans on toast but always burns both of them. It's fine. You can get involved with this because this is one of those products that is specifically designed to give you a professional finish every time. And boy, they most certainly are. There's loads and loads of different styles and designs of this. And I will let you know, you can buy the whole bundle together if you know that you love all of these and you've got use for them. Or you can join us in our multi-buy option, which is where you can pick your two favorites and you're going to be getting them for £23 or $27. So it's a great opportunity if you just want to give them a try. We have got so much to inspire you today, and it is my wonderful pleasure to be joined by our craft expert who has got some little makes for us to show. It's the wonderful Debbie!
Oh, thank you, Becky. It's always lovely to have Becky here. So what's really lovely about this is I've jumped into Sarah's show. So you may have thought Sarah was doing the launch of these, but oh no, bless her. Her sons wanted her to pick them up from school today. So I was like, Sarah, let me do the show. I want to do the launch because these stamps are totally amazeballs. I love this one. It is I actually think this could be one of my favourite stamps all time. I mean, look at this. It just looks absolutely exquisite. And you've got your hello you. Hello you, which is absolutely beautiful. So many different things you could do there. They're called Aperture stamps because this time we've got this aperture shape or space in the middle that you can put that beautiful stamped sentiment. Each one comes with its own set of sentiments. Each one has a different shape. So the beautiful heart one. We've got the gorgeous butterflies, which I truly predict. I mean, you can put this on so many different things. I predict this one will be a fast seller. Love this birds one. So absolutely beautiful with the birds around the outside. And this one is very different. So if you want your men's cards, your Father's Day cards, the sky's the limit. You've got this Aperture stamp. I mean, look at that large stamp. There's something very 3D about this Aperture stamp. And
Agreed.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
We have got all of those on the way for you, and there are loads and loads of different themes in these. Just to let you know, if you are brand spanking new, let me go through exactly what you're going to be able to get. So when we talk about your Aperture photopolymer stamps, we are talking about a set of clear stamps. Now, these photopolymer stamps are fabulous because they give you a really crisp finish every time. When I first started stamping many a moon ago, it wasn't the photopolymers that I was working with, and I wouldn't always get a nice even finish because I wouldn't necessarily be able to see what I was doing. But also for me, the cleanup of other stamps can be tricky. With this, it is done in moments. You can clean these up in seconds. So if you are brand new, these are great ones to get making with, especially as you look after them, you keep them. These will last and last and last, year after year after year. Would you like to have a little look at all of the designs that you can grab in this bundle? So if you do want to treat yourself to these ones, on your screen is your info right now. We are bringing to you a selection of different makes. So this one is your ornate butterfly. Now, when we're talking about the Aperture, almost think of it, these could be called frame stamps as well if you wanted. So what you get is a full circular stamp here. This would be great on maybe like a 7x7 card, a square card. And what you get is the hole in the centre. So obviously the butterfly's there, but that is actually a separate stamp. So you can take that out and you could put maybe your own quotes in there. What about a photograph in the middle? You could do that if you wanted to. So that one is your ornate butterflies. Balloons in flight is probably my favourite. I'm thinking of so many different things you could say with this. Obviously, you've got the sky is the limit as your stamp that again can go and fits beautifully in the middle. But you could write your own, couldn't you? You could write, we raise and lift each other, or, what's the other one about balloons? Oh, you're the string to my balloon. You could write loads in there. I've not just got that, I have got the terrarium. Very big trend at the moment, especially if you're into the succulents. Does anyone have these succulent die cutters? You know, the ones that make the 3D design. Have you got them? How great do you think this would look as a stamp? Maybe even inside your card. Ooh, there's a thought. As well as that, we're bringing to you the birds and branches. Great for any of you garden lovers or bird spotters. You've got plenty in there. The illustration on these is incredible again, isn't it? And don't forget that is an illustration, so it's giving you that real artistry to your artwork. I've got your floral heart as well. This again says wedding day, but as you can see, that is a separate stamp. You can put whatever stamp you want in there, so long as it's going to fit. It could be a photograph, it could be your own handwriting, it could be a mixed media art piece you put behind there. That's the great thing with these apertures. They frame whatever you want them to. As well as that one, I have got for you the wild blooms. And with this one, you've got the detailed design and again the separate designs for you to use individually, but can you see how they all fit in beautifully? It's not like the individual stamps feel like a completely different flower. It all ties in beautifully, and that is the great thing about a collection like this. You can use them as you wish. Now, just to let you know, there is a delayed dispatch on this, which is going to be next Wednesday, so they'll be with you really soon. The great thing about treating yourself to them now is you're getting them all in one place at that fabulous discount. 66 elements you're getting here in total, and just to let you know, that price discount you're getting of nearly £20 or nearly $15 is wonderful, but actually remember, you've got the extra discount if you are part of Club Inspire, so do seize the moment if you wish. Do you fancy being inspired? I've got the lady for it. We're heading on over to Debbie.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got to start with the butterfly one. It is the most beautiful, and I think it will be quite popular as well. This is a gorgeous one. It's got that beautiful designs of that kaleidoscope of butterflies. Then you've got your butterflies with your sentiments as well. Now, I'm going to be using my stamping platform. I'm not sure if it's on the show. Can we check on that? If not, you will find it on the website.
It's not on the show, but it is on the web.
Brilliant. Right, so the reason I like to do it, because I like to be precise with whatever I'm doing, I have cut myself a little card blank just using one of my nesting dies. So you can use any nesting die, making any shape, and I really felt like this lent itself. So I've just created a little easel card. Lovely. And then I've cut out my mats and layers just to go on the base and on the top. So we've got our little easel card going on there, and we've got these two designs that we're going to work with. So first of all, our base, in fact, let's do the top design, because the top one, and I'm just going to check which way round we put this, because to make sure we've got the top part. So so this bit is my top part, just so I know. Pop them to the side, and I'm just going to line that up in the center of my board, and then pop this just on the edges. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Aperture stamp. And this one is going to go directly into the center. So I'm just finding spaces where that will just fit into each part. So we'll do it just there. And then I'm just moving these where they will sit so they won't get in the way of my actual stamping platform. Although yesterday I did spray the board with some stick and spray, so it's quite sticky, so it'll hold my stamp down. Once you put that onto your design, and it's why I like my stamping platform, is because it holds everything in place and doesn't move anything. But you can use your rocker blocks with these, you can use your normal stamping platforms with the foam mat. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my ink pads. So I've got my Parakeet, and I've got Oasis, and I've got my Ocean Blue. So I'm going to use some different blues. So we're going to use our Ocean Blue to start with. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this round and stamp half of it. I couldn't find, I think I picked up my wrong pad, because I've realised that I've got a pigment one and quick drying. So I've got two different types, but actually it doesn't matter. So popping these in. If you're using your pigment, it would be amazing to heat emboss. Ooh. But we're going to slightly go in one into the other to just give that a variation. Pop that down and then stamp right down. Now I'm just using my fingers to work my way around, just so we get a good stamp. And you can see we've got that beautiful array of stamp all the way around. But actually I think we can make that a little bit more vivid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in again with one more stamp. So never feel like you can't re-stamp it, especially when you've got the stamping platform. So just going in with that darker one again. And you'll see, so if I show you this one, when I then put another layer on, that will give us an even sort of more vivid there. So it really sort of pops off of there. So, and actually, and I love doing that because a lot of people don't do that because they feel like that first stamp is beautiful, which it is.
Yeah.
But when you go down with the colour again and you get that other colour, it really pops off the page.
Yeah, it's real intensity.
Absolutely. So the next thing we're going to do is stamp our base. So that's our top piece done. And then we will come in, but this time what we're going to do is something slightly different. What I want to do is we want to make a background for the bottom piece. So I'm just going to come in and clean my stamp. So just pop this off. I was cleaning it earlier, so I've got lilac on here because I was cleaning Sarah's inks off. So take that off and just give that a pat down. And that can go back on my carrier sheet. Pop that on there. And then I'm going to use my larger butterfly and my smaller butterfly.
Lovely.
And then we're going to pop these into place on here. These can go anywhere because we're going to do this very randomly. So pick those up. And again, I'm going to use the same colours, ocean blue, to think them. So let's do... yes, we'll do our lighter one on the small one. Just trying to think what I did in my demo. And then our darker one. Oh, that was the darker one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which way round we do it, does it?
No.
And then pop this one on and lay them down. So we get this colour variation come up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep filling that space. So I'm going to just take this to here. And you can lay these straight down, just don't move them once you've laid them down because you just want to pick them up again. Like that. Do you know what? I put it the wrong way round. Did you see? Becky was asking me earlier if I'd done any bloopers. So apart from my amazing
wax.
Yes, my amazing wax demo. That was another one I'd done. I put my board on upside down. So in the style of Blue Peter, I'm going to bring in my. Oh, look at that! I've done one already.
Wow,
I'm just like magic. I mean, how amazing is that? So we'll bring that one in, but you get the idea. All you're going to do is layer your stamps, creating that beautiful background. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my lighter colour. So I'm going to go for an Oasis. And just around the edges, we're going to start blending in. Oh, that's a dark colour blue that I've used on there. But we're just going to bring that in, just to draw your eye in. And it just gives it that variation. If you did want to use your heat embossing and your clear embossing powder, you could do that when you're using a pigment ink around the edges, which would be amazing.
Nice.
And then I'm going to also bring in the one that we did, and we're going to do the same just by coming in on those edges. It just draws your eye in, Becky. It's really nice to get that focal point, and that's what these stamps do. They give you a focal point.
It also, I think, makes it look less almost paper-like, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's something that you have bought.
Absolutely. Yes, it does. And I think this is the fun, isn't it? This is the creative part of being able to use stamps in such unique ways. I mean, the stamp itself has done the work for you with having that shape, but then being able to use them with your nesting dies and your different shape concept cards, you're going to get just such a variation of different stamping. I remember there was a time I used to be scared of stamping. I never done hardly any, yes. And it wasn't until I joined Crafter's Companion, then I thought, actually, stamping's amazing fun. And if it goes wrong, all you've lost is a piece of card. So actually, the fun part is really learning how to stamp, how to put them all together, making those cards that are a real focal point.
Definitely.
So then what we're going to do is bring in our card here. I'm going to matte and layer our bottom onto here. So what I've done, because when I put my die through, you'll know with any nesting dies, when you put them slightly over the top of your card, so it allows that to be a card blank. So I've just trimmed off the top, and then we're going to stick that into place. So I'm using my tape pen. You can use, we've got to the end of that one, and then there we go, there's another one here. So just using my tape pen along the bottom and sticking that into place. And the black really makes it pop as well. Just looks beautiful. And then with this one here, we just want to put the glue on half of this, because what we're doing is creating a easel card. So for anyone that's new to crafting, the types of cards we use are cards based on concepts, what we class as concepts. So just going to bring, stuck my fingers to there, bring that one in. There we go. Oh, you know what I've done? I'm going to take that off, Becky. I realised then, I thought my black's not on the top. It's because I have a matte layer to put on there. There we go.
Is that because I asked before, have you ever made any bloopers?
Yeah, now I'm making
now?
loads. Yeah, now I'm just, Blooper Debbie, I think, should be my new nickname.
Blooper fishers on you.
Yeah, someone said to Nicola, who works in the office, she said to me, Debbie, I've got you a new nickname. I said, I like nicknames, never had a nickname. Well, I have actually, I never thought till afterwards. And she said, yeah, but Adam said you're probably not going to like it. And she said, and I said, well, have I got a nickname? And she said, well, because there's two Debbies and they all get confused because it's two Debbies. So she just calls me the fish.
Oh, I love that.
And I said, well, funny enough, a lot of my friends call me Fish. So I said, but I've never been called the Fish, but I said, I'll take that. I quite like that.
I like that. It sounds like you've had sort of an upgrade.
Yeah, an upgrade.
I mean?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the Fish. So she says, whenever they talk about me, they just go, they say, which Debbie? And she goes, the Fish.
If you were a fish, what would you be?
Oh, I'd have to be Flounder.
Yeah!
Yes,
Oh,
have to be Flounder. We've got to be Disney, haven't we?
Standards.
What am I looking for, Becky? I'm looking for the sentiment.
The sentiment.
That's the one, yes. So what I've done is I've created just out of one of our nesting circles with the stitched edge, and then I've just put a little bit of black ink around the edge to sort of draw it up. I'm just going to stamp into that. So let me first of all take this down. Then we will bring this in. Take these ones off. Let me clean them as we go along, and then I won't get mixed up with any of them. So pop them to the side, put these the right way. There we go. I'll be very good cleaning up after myself today.
Do you do it when you're at home?
Yes, I'm quite a tidy crafter. Yeah, I am a very tidy. What about you? Because I know you craft a lot.
Oh, I'm an absolute messy crafter. Yeah, no, I should get better, but I have been saying that for many a year. Yeah, it is like good intentions that I have, but in practice, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Apart from when I'm doing my inks, then I do, because the amount of time I have knocked over jars of ink and they've gone everywhere. I've been burnt too many times with that.
Yeah, I've done that before with inks, yeah. So I'm just re-stamping that. Oh, I've done a bit, so I just wasn't very careful, but we've got that. And then what I've done, I'm going to bring in my finished one here, because what I did is we've got a little butterfly stamp in here. So the little butterflies, you see these little trio of butterflies, I've just gone round and stamped in the background of there. So it's given it more of a focal point again. And it's what I love about these stamps. So not only can you do that main image, you can then bring it all in. And you can see, if I bring both in, you can see the difference. Having that just extra, it almost looks like you've stamped onto patterned cardstock.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So we're going to use that to finish top of our card, and then I've just got a bow that I'm going to use as my little easel stopper. So just bringing in some foam pads. I'm going to just pop those into here, and let's do one on each side, just so we've got that nice and even. Oh, I meant to put one down, I've got more on there than I really wanted, but we filled it. So taking off these and popping that into the centre. And there we go, pop this, just make sure that's straight, put that a little bit this way. I think I'm taking over. I think I'm taking over from our Debbie Robinson, because it's normally Debbie that gets it all. She does lots of funny things, I should say. I was going to say mistakes. She doesn't do lots of mistakes.
I I'm wondering if it's because of our chocolate-based conversation before the show, it made you a little bit giddy.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes.
We were talking about different ways that you eat different chocolate bars, and Debbie's got, it sounds like a rigmarole, I'll be honest.
One for each. Do you know, and I'm sure I'm not alone, so I'm going to ask the question, Becky.
Do it.
Does anyone else have weird ways that they eat their chocolate bars?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you do, because I have a weird way for eating nearly every chocolate bar, and I'm definitely not going to go into it at all, because the innuendos that will happen on the show would be not for viewing capacity.
I tell you one that is safe, the flake.
Oh, the flake, yeah, the twirl. The twirl and the flake, both actually.
Right, yeah.
The flake and the twirl, yeah. So divulge your into us how you eat them, and I might tell you how I eat my twirl, my Twix, my twirl, and my flake. I can tell you all those ones. But look how beautiful. I mean, when you can make a card as beautiful as this, where you've got that base, where you've printed it out, and bearing in mind, you could do these any colour you want to. It's so beautiful.
I just think that's so inspiring, and it looks professional because it is professional, because you've got the right tools for the job, you know. And the lovely thing is that if you are brand spanking new, you can get that look, and all you're really going to need is some inks of your own choosing. We have got some of them on our website, and of course that's always going to be wonderful. Then all you're really going to need is some stamps and some paper or card to put it on. It's that easy, and the looks you can get are fab. Let's be inspired by some of the other pieces we've got here. This one's in from Amy. Hi Amy, how are you? It's a beautiful piece that we've got here, and this one's using the floral and the heart design that we've got. I really like this one because the one that it comes with is the wedding day piece, but the great thing is if you're multi-purchasing these, you can of course swap them in and out as you so wish. The detail on this, the crispness of this is phenomenal, and if you are really into your fine lining, for example, if you saw my interview with Albie on the launch show today, it's well worth a watch if you missed it, but if you saw Albie in this morning on Wake Up Call, he was all talking about his artwork and showing you some pieces where he uses a lot of fine liner. But you could recreate this in fine line if you're really good at drawing, but it would take you so much time to do and possibly wouldn't be as precise. With this, you get that professional finish every time. As well as that one, we've got the butterfly one, and this is the one that Debbie has just shown her design. How different does that look? I mean, it's incredible, isn't it?
Beautiful, yeah, so beautiful.
It's wonderful that it looks so different to the one that you've created, but we've used the same products. Hey, do you know what? Colouring these in with the likes of the pencils that I've got coming up for you in a little bit, it's going to take it to the next level. It's wonderful that you can have a lot of fun with these, and of course this is a really colourful piece, and I am thinking about those people in my family who love colouring books. And obviously that became quite a mindful exercise a few years ago, didn't it? But actually, if you think that maybe they've come to the point where they've got loads of colouring books and they're not maybe doing it as much anymore, imagine them getting them a set of stamps and actually letting them stamp out and then play with their colouring. It's kind of something new with something they feel comfortable with, and there's so much you can do with these, of course. So that one is there. Let's go for one that we've had lots of messages in about, the terrarium. So this one is your terrarium selection. And you have got something that would go great here with the succulent pieces. This is the one that Debbie was saying may well be her favourite stamp that we've done so far. And I have to say, it is definitely speaking to me. Remember, as I said before, they are photopolymer stamps. So that means that, as you could see with Debbie, you can see through them and they give you that crisp finish every single time. If any of you do have any of these succulent die cutters, then this would be a great background piece that you could do. I can also imagine if you maybe make and sell your terrariums or your succulents, then this could be a really nice one to use maybe on your sort of compliments card. Not just stopping there though, I've got the other one, which is a birds and branches. Now this one, I've been trying to work out what the birds are. Please do message in, because I am rubbish with types of birds. Is it a kingfisher? Is it a hummingbird? What's this little fella at the top here?
I think that's A jay.
You think it's a jay?
Is it a jaybird?
Possibly. Well, I suppose it depends what colour you colour them, doesn't it, really?
Well, that's very true.
You could make it a robin redbreast if you wanted to. You could make it a blue tit. You could make it, you know, a jay. You could make it whatever you wanted, really. So yes, this one I've got here, I think it's beautiful. It gives me that really wind in the willows type feel. Maybe Beatrix Potter. It's got that element to it, doesn't it? I've also got for you the balloons, and I have to say this is my number one. I absolutely adore it. It's very Phileas Fogg, it's very round the world in 80 days, but also for me it's great for those uplifting sentiments, you know. For example, imagine typing in there or writing in there, we rise by lifting each other's, and other sayings such as that. It's a beauty that. Doesn't matter what your age, what you're into, I think you can get on board with it. And then I've just wanted to show you this one as well. This one's your flowers. So it's got this lovely floral meadow feel to it that you've got. You can see in here you've got what could be asters, they could be daisies possibly, again dependent on how you colour them. So all of these you can get your hands on. Now if you want to get them individually, they are $12.99 or $14.95 in dollars. Or of course you can pick your two favourites and get them for £23 or $27. So if you do want to pair them up, you're getting that discount. The way to get the biggest discount is to get all of them together. That's going to give you your biggest saving, and it means that you can really mix and match. But of course, grab whatever you fancy and enjoy crafting with them. We have got people messaging in on social. It's lovely to see you. I've got lots of you in. Aisha's saying, hello again, Becky and Debbie. Hope the CC crew's having a great day as well. I'm having a great day. Debbie, how's yours going?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah, good, love that. Allo you, this is Teresa messaging about the terrarium, saying how good would that look with the showering callus succulents? Those are the ones I was talking about. Yeah, totally agree. Maureen saying, hi crafters, loving these. Denise is saying that she loves your blouse.
Well, thank you very much. It's very, it reminds me of sort of oranges and lemons. I want to sing. That's it, yes.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
That one. Do you know what? I love the word blouse. Actually, it's brilliant. I'm going to start using it more. Anyway, MV has asked, which die did you use to make the base of your card?
Do you know what? I have to be honest. I have no idea. I've got just boxes. We don't get the packaging. It's definitely a nesting die. I've got a feeling it was a large flower one that we did a long time ago. Oh, yeah. So apologies for that, because it is like a flower one. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, we don't always get the packaging when we get them. We just get the actual dies, and they're just in packets in my box. So I tend to, I'm the same with paper pads, you know, as well, Becky. I'm always asked what paper pads I use, and I've got so many. I just think, oh, that paper pad would be nice. Yes. Rip out a page, do your demo with it, and then you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know which one that come from.
I love that. Deborah's message saying, my freshman year in college, there were 3 of us all named Debbie in an organisation I belonged to. So they have abbreviated our last names. So that day was almost 50 years ago, and people still refer to me by that nickname.
Oh,
that's lovely.
Yeah, that is really lovely. Yeah, really nice.
If you've got a good nickname, you want it to stick, don't you?
Absolutely.
So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Were you happy with the fish sticking?
I love the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, I get called fish anyway. Yeah. So so being called the fish, I quite like that.
Love that. I once tried to make a nickname catch on.
They call me the Godfather next. I don't know where that just suddenly come from. I thought the fish, it's like the Godfather, and I thought, oh no, the Godfather.
Wrong place, wrong time. Anyway, Kimberly says, my friend's name is Marlin, exactly like the fish. Your laugh is so musical. My friend's name is Marlin, exactly like the fish. Her grandkids call her Grandma Fish.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I should have got my grandchildren to call me that.
It's not too late.
I'm just Nanny. I think it might be hard, yeah. Nanny Fish. Do, 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 do. Sounds like that shark song, Nanny Fish.
Just imagine you swimming along with round spectacles on. Anyway, you sure you haven't had some chocolate after our
I
conversation?
have. I don't know who's got them, but there's some toffee fees out there, and I pinched one.
Oh, yes, you did. I remember. Yeah, because you were trying to get it out of your tooth whilst I was trying to get the crisps out of mine. It was very attractive. Anyway, my point was, we have got loads more coming up on the show for you today, and as well as the Aperture stamps, which we'll keep you up to date with on how the amounts is going. But also we have got for you the pencils. Now these pencils are a Sarah special for us today. And the lovely thing about them is that we are going to be able to bring you a Sarah special deal, even though she's not here with us at this moment in time. Now the wonderful thing with these is that you get the opportunity to get your colour blending sorted. These are a fabulous, they're a very different style of pencil to maybe the ones that you're used to if you are brand new, because these have actually got an element of wax base to them. They're not like colouring with a wax crayon at all, but that element of the wax base to them means that the colour comes through very intense, really saturated, but also it comes through with a sort of velvety almost feel to them, which means that you get this elevated level of professionalism. If you have ever started out colouring, you know, whether that be as a hobby or whether it just be, you know, you're playing with the grandkids, if you've ever done colouring and then changed colour, you get a very distinctive line, don't you, if you're shading. With these, because of the range of colours you get, it's so much more subdued, which gives it more a professional finish. Now, this price point for the standard and grade that you're getting is impeccable. 120 you are getting in here, and you're getting the different ranges of colours. Every single person is getting that saving on screen of nearly £45 or nearly $65. That's incredible, isn't it? I think that price discount's ace. I don't know if this is just me, but well, this describes who I am exactly. But the other day I was walking my dog and I found £1 on the floor. And I was so excited that I texted my dad. My dad lives in Spain, so he doesn't even use pounds anymore. But yeah, I texted my dad, like, oh my gosh, I've just found £1 on the floor. Like, I love a discount. So let alone, you know, nearly £45 or nearly $65. I think it's ace, especially again for the quality you're getting. So the ranges of colours you get here is massive, and we will go into more detail about these shortly. But for now, to really enjoy that wealth of colours, and you've definitely got plenty here to enjoy, we'll be talking about that more, so do feel free to seize the moment. Speaking of seizing the moment, let's get ready to seize some crafts. What are we making next, Evie?
Oh, I've just done something that's like amazing. So
Come on, what?
I'm gonna do my demo. But then I thought, I wonder if the pencils will work. So I'm going to show you in a minute. I was like, oh, this is good. I love it when I can think of something. So. Right, so first of all, I'm going to start with a black piece of card, and we're going to bring in, I used blue in my demo and now I've put it somewhere and can't find it, so I've just picked up my silver. It will be under something, I know. I'm going to pop my black card into here. So I'm using the pigment ink pads. I adore these because there's so many different things you can do with them. I believe, have we got the Midas on the show? I'm pretty sure that we have.
Possibly, if not this one, maybe Colour Me Happy.
So the I've got a silver and amethyst.
Lovely.
So different ones, but you could use any of the colours and they'd be amazing. I'm not surprised we haven't got all the colours because they do go every single time because they are amazing ink pads. So I'm going to show you a couple of techniques and a third one which I've just found out. So we're going to stamp this to start with. So I'm going to use my balloon stamp. I adore this one.
Me too.
And then I'm also going to stamp some little ones around. So let's do one at a time first. And actually, before I just do that, Becky, I'm just going to bring in my bag and just give that a dust in because I've decided, I didn't do it in my demo, but I've decided that I want to do a bit of heat embossing.
Hey, brilliant.
So I'm just bringing in an anti-static bag, and that will make sure that wherever I haven't stamped, the embossing powder won't stick to it. So just going to pick that one up. I've done it a little bit wonky, but I'm not too worried. Well, I am too worried. I don't know why I say that because I don't like wonky things when they're not meant to be wonky.
Do you know what this has just made me think about? You know what? What is the film? It's an animation and it's got the saddest start ever, and it's to do with balloons. And it's the old fella, and it's a dead.
Up.
That's it. Yeah, that's what these remind me of.
It's one of my favourites. I love Up.
Oh, because he puts all the balloons on the house, doesn't he?
Yes. Yeah, it is a lovely film.
It is one of the saddest starts to all films of all time,
yeah.
isn't it?
Absolutely. It's amazing. Yeah, it's definitely a teary one, isn't it? But such a lovely film.
It is beautiful, really nice.
Yes, it's definitely like that. We needed a house, didn't we, on the end? So I'm going to stamp that again. So we've got that one layer of stamp. I do like to build my pigment ink pads up. Now these are like the opaque pigments, apart from they're metallic and not opaque. So it means we can build them up. It means that we can leave them a bit longer because it takes longer for the inks to dry. So building that one up there. And then what I'm going to do, well, take that one off and I'm going to bring in some other ones and we're going to do them in a different colour. So we have these little balloons here, so we're just going to pop them onto the side, just popping them there, and then I think we'll use one of our clouds. Will that fit into our gap? Yes, that will fit in there, and we'll do another little one off of here. So we'll pop that on. So like I say, that would be nice in your blue. And I mean, you could do this same demo, but use normal ink pads and do them onto just normal white cardstock. So you could use your pigment ink pads. So I'm just going to give these a rub over, just making sure that these pop on. Pop that in. Is Up a Disney film as well?
Is it Disney Pixar?
Ah, yes, it could be.
Because they've sort of joined together now, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
It's Up, so I'm listening to chatter, and I didn't realise Up was that old.
2009!
No way! Well, I would never have thought that.
Me neither.
No, never have thought that. Oh yeah, sorry, so we're talking because we're hearing voices in our head.
Wow, 2009,
Oh,
that's
tell you what I've
bonkers.
forgotten to do as well. So let me just pop that back down. I want to put a sentiment in here. So we're going to put the sky is the limit. Pop that into there. Again, I'm going to take out my stamps. I will clean them when we go back over to Becky. Pick those ones up. And then we'll give them a stamp down as well. So just building up your picture with these.
I've just had a really cool message through.
Ooh.
I've had a few actually, but one of them's just taken my breath away. Hence the little Rhonda.
Rhonda, what have you done to take Becky's breath away?
Tell you what, Rhonda, this is my idea of a dream. I was in Las Vegas and I found 50 cents chip on the floor. 50 cent, not as in like...
Not the man.
Not the rapper, as in like a 50 cent chip. She found one on the floor. She says, anyway, I'm so cheap that I was just going to turn it in. But I turned around, put it in the machine, won $55.
No, that's amazing.
That's so cool.
Oh, I love that. That is
like
amazing.
an 1,000% markup, I'm being told. And some extra-ish. That's brilliant, that.
I now know how it feels to have a win though, because I did bet on the Grand National this year.
Yes.
And I literally bet £5 each way, never
Yeah.
normally bet, and I won. It come fast. I was so excited. I won £76.
Hey, that's brilliant.
I know, I was chuffed to pieces. I couldn't believe it.
A couple of years ago, I went to the bingo and we played Play Your Cards Right. I don't know why, it was like a side game. And I won 2 bikes.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't ridden a bike in probably about 15 years at that point. And you know the whole saying, oh, you never forget how to ride a bike?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's a lie. So I've got 2 bikes, but I can't ride either of them.
Have you ever been able to ride a bike?
Yeah, when I was younger. Oh, you couldn't stop me. But no, it was so long, I'd forgotten how to start it. Do you know what I mean? Start the bike. Put your foot on it. Ooh. No, not very good.
There we go. So we're just heat embossing, which looks beautiful.
It looks fab as it gets so shiny, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so amazing. So I'm going to just leave that one there. Now the other thing we can do with these ink pads as well is if you stamp that same image, so I'm just going to switch this out, bring this one in and then pop this one back. If you get some white, can't think what it's called, watercolour cardstock. So we're going to pop this onto here and we're just going to stamp, so I can leave those ones on. Let's just pop that. That was it, it's the wrong way round. I was thinking my sentiments are upside down there, aren't they? Pop that onto there and let's just do this one in a silver because you'll be able to see it better.
Kimberly's just asking, what's inside the anti-static bag?
Well, actually, it's just some sort of powder. So if you was to Google, do you know powder that athletes have when they're on bars and things and they dip their hands into powder?
Chalk?
Like chalk. So it's like chalk,
Right.
but Leanne says it's like corn flour. So you could make your own by using an old pair of tights and some corn flour.
Hey up,
Yes.
good tip.
Yeah, absolutely. So just stamping this out onto our card and then just going to do that again. That's quite nice. It's almost made like a sort of silvery lilac-y colour. Putting another layer out. There we go. And then what we can do with this one is, if you bring this aside, because it's still wet, we can give this a sprinkle of water and it starts to just move it all. Can you see how it's all coming together and just the sides start to work? It just gives a really, almost like a hand finished product which looks incredible. So the more you sort of leave that, it will start to sort of fleck all around the edges and you get a beautiful image there. But what I have just done on this, I had one that I'd finished, I'd stamped out. I was using my pencils onto the black card.
That looks fab.
I know, and look at this, it's amazing. They go down beautifully and you can still see that colour in them. I mean, that is amazing that we can then colour in using our pencils. Absolutely gorgeous.
That saturation's incredible, and that does go to show the quality of the pencil, because not all pencils will show up on black.
No, not at all, which is amazing. So if I just bring that into the camera there, and wiggle it, you'll actually get a shine off the pencils and onto that bit as well. I mean, that is amazing that we can use our pencils in there. So and let's bring in another colour there. So let's do this one. There's a purple here, and just do one of the other one. So it's not as dark, but you're definitely getting that colour. I mean, that is amazing that you can colour blend onto black card with your Midas ink pads. That just gives you a whole new, that's so lovely. I mean, really lovely. And then all we're going to do is we're going to mat and layer and create a nice little card. I love the sky's the limit. I mean, you haven't got to put that in there. There's so many different sentiments that would go with this that you may have in your own stash. But it's great if someone's going on a new journey, got a new job. I mean, so many different ones that we can use. So just mat and layering these. The paper pads, I always remember this one because it's our navy blush. We've never really had a paper pad with this gorgeous navy in it before, so it's quite a nice one to remember. I think we have got the patterned cardstock still on the website, so you will be able to find that. I think this is a great one for the mail cards. So when we have difficulty in finding a mail card to make, I think the hot air balloons are a fabulous one to use. And we're just going to mount this onto I've got some pink cardstock there just to mount onto the base. Just to give that a little bit of an edge. Always mat and layer. I always think it's the one thing without even realising that draws our eye in to what we want it to see.
Agreed.
So popping that onto there. And then we're going to pop that onto the front. So I just want to put my glue onto this edge just so that sticks. So pop that into here. And then I did have just a little bow just to pop up the top there. And there we go. Take that one. So if I turn that round, And there we go, a beautiful card that we can send to anybody to say that they can do it. The sky is the limit. Absolutely love that card, which is beautiful. But definitely use your pencils. I love this idea of using your pencils onto the black card, and it just looks beautiful.
I adore that piece. I think that would make anybody smile. 7 or 107. I think you could really love that. Thanks for showing us that, Debbie. If you want to be able to recreate that look and basically have fun playing with all the different mix-ups, then you have the opportunity to do so. Just as a reminder, this is everything you're going to be getting. And if you are new to Crafter's Companion, let me just tell you that the stamps themselves, really nice, very sort of slim form. They get delivered to you. You can use the packaging to store them in, but it doesn't maybe look like you get that much in them. Ho, 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 you most certainly do. In each of those sets, you are going to be getting the Aperture stamp themselves. So just as a reminder, you know, we're calling it an Aperture stamp. If you are new, maybe easier to say a framing stamp. So you get the big stamp that is your frame, and then you get different ones that you can use with it. You are getting the sentiments in there as well, and we're going to bring to you the individual ones. So this one here is your Wild Blooms. I really enjoy this one. I think it feels really wonderfully outdoorsy. Also, don't forget, with all of the different kind of details that you get in the different flowers that you're getting in there, you can really have fun with these, because obviously the different flowers can mean different things depending on how you colour them. For example, these ones that I'm looking at here, to me, they look like daisies. That's what comes to me first off. And depending on the colour that you colour them in will depend what they mean. So, for example, yellow daisies mean friendship. And I know that white daisies mean playful or youth. And I know that blue daisies mean, I think it's like peace or innocence. So depending on what sentiment maybe you put in the middle, depends on what you kind of colour them. So it's a little bit of fun for everyone. I've also got your Floral Heart. Floral Heart, of course, it has the individual sentiment of wedding day, but you could use on your anniversary. You could also, of course, put your own things in there. You could print something out if you're not too, sort of fond of your own handwriting, or you could paint them out if you wanted to. You could write anything in there, for example, friends of the garden of our souls. Or you could put in there something about, someone being blooming marvellous. You can really mix these up and use them in any way you wish. I've got an elongated stamper here for you now. This is your birds and branches. This one's elongated, so I think this would look really nice on a large card, maybe like a 7x5. For example. The wonderful thing with these is that texture and detail that you're getting within here. I love the fact that there's so much personality within this. When I'm looking at these, I am imagining who I could create these for. Have you got anyone in your family who does love going outside and does love spotting, birds, bird watchers maybe? Then if you do, this is going to be a great one for them. Or maybe you've got somebody in your family who loves things like Animals of Farthing Wood, or what are they called? Toad of Toad Hall, and maybe Beatrix Potter. You could put some lovely pieces on that would maybe mimic it. Now, this is one that I would say is for all of those Instagram lovers. If you've got anyone in your family who loves their social media, maybe loves their Pinterest, this is for you, because what you're getting here is something which has been one of the huge trends of the last, probably, to be honest, 18 months and maybe even beyond. You've got your lovely terrarium here. It will give you that really modern, edgy look. It'd go great with geometrics if you really want to make it extra modern. Maybe you've got some of the succulent 3D dies that we've done for you before. This would be a great way of making it into a sort of all-in-one piece, not just a 3D piece. Great as well for your memory books as well. Let's talk about the one that Debbie was just using then, Balloons in Flight. Now, the Balloons in Flight for me, as I mentioned before, it does make me think of up. It does make me think of kind of lovely sentiments that could go with it. One that I really like about balloons is a saying is dreams and balloons have the same concept, and it's always one of those sort of sayings that stuck out in my mind, because you think about dreams, you think about balloons giving you that upward lift, something like that you could write in there, put a personalised thing maybe on it. I think it's going to work wonderfully. Also, let's be totally honest, how cute would this look with one of those penny sliders? So if you've got your penny sliders, you know the aeroplane one, the what's it called? It's like send a note or something, isn't it? You could put an aeroplane going across this. That's quite a nice idea. Don't know why the sound effect, but if we've met before, you'll get it. I'm also bringing to you your ornate butterflies. So if you want to create your kaleidoscope of butterflies, you've got it here. And just as a reminder, if you're brand new, these are your photopolymer stamps, which means they're crisp, they're clean, and they're easy. They're also really easy to tidy up after you, if you are like me and a bit of a mucky crafter. You have got the lovely frame detail, and all of these are the ones which are individual. You could use these with loads of steps. I'm thinking of the vintage diaries. Now, I just want to let you know that you can buy them one each if you want to, but if you get 2 of them, for example, you could use the different sentiments in different areas, couldn't you? Easily. Or if you wanted to, you could get the whole collection. Now, the whole collection is your biggest discount, but if you wanted to buy just 2 of them, pick your 2 favourites. Maybe, what would my 2 be? To be honest, I think mine's Terrarian and the balloon. I think those ones are my parents, and Georgina, my producer, just said the exact same thing. I think these 2 are my favourite. These would be the ones that maybe I'd get. And if I were just to get 2, it is just £23 or $27, which is phenomenal. But do remember that if you are going to get the whole collection, your price is on screen. But let me tell you this. If you are brand new and it's your first day and you've just stumbled upon us and you're like, hey up, this looks like it could be up my street, I could do with a new hobby, then you can get, with your first order, 20% off, and you get bonus points as well. And that's because we have a thing called Club Inspire, which means that when you spend with us, you save with us, but you also build up points. Here's Sarah to tell you a little bit more.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now, on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money-saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the crafty makes. Become a member of our club today.
So the great thing about getting that and all of your points is if you are platinum with us or if you're brand new, you get that extra 20% off. So if you did want to treat yourself to the brand new Aperture so that you can get all of your sort of stamping fun ready and raring to go, then actually you are going to be getting an even bigger discount. You're only going to be spending £47.99 with that 20% off, or in dollars, $59.80. So it's a great time to get involved if you do wish to be inspired. As I mentioned before, all you really need is stamps, something to colour in, and of course some cardstock or paper to pop it on. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got you sorted here. We are going to be starting off with some 12 by 12 pearl pad, and this is in your caramel and cream collection. So when we say 12 by 12, we mean 12 by 12 inches, which means you get a really large surface area that you can cut into, whether that be with your scissors, whether that be with your die cutter, whether you're just going to be tearing it to add texture. You can use this in really big scrapbooks, memory books, photo books, use it in box frames, you name it, you can do it. And this is why it's the pearl pad. Oh, that is, if you've not heard that noise before, I like to describe it as the excitable Furby noise. Sometimes it just happens, I can't help it. Do you remember Furbies? Yeah. Sometimes that's what this makes me do though, because it's that looks, that quality. And what you get, dependent on the colour, is a really different effect. So this one to me makes me think almost sort of Vincent van Gogh. You think of that starry, starry night. Flip it over though, and now all of a sudden, wow, it's the middle of maybe like a wedding book, for example, because you've got that really beautiful sunlit feeling. When I'm flipping over, you can see all of these, by the way, are double-sided. That's something really important to mention. And it's that sheen and glossiness. Now, the thing is, sometimes when you get sheen cards, it will be a glitter, which can flake off. That's not what this is. It's an inbuilt detail, and that means that you buy it, you make with it, and it still looks the same. You know, you're not going to be cutting it and bits are flaking off. It's all in one. So it looks no matter where and how you're using it. As you can see, I've got a selection of different colours in here, and they don't half give you a different, I don't know what it is about that one, but it's so elegant. It almost feels like a high sheen suede. It's fab. So you've got all of those in there. As you can see, all of them in one. Them's your colours, 12 by 12, just £17.99 or £24.49. That is a saving of 10%. If you want to go for something maybe a little bit more blossoming, maybe you've been oohing and ahhing over Debbie's blouse, then this could be the colour palette for you, most certainly. We're bringing to you in this one your orange sunset, and as you can see, same situation as before. Lovely pearlescence to each page, double-sided, so it looks great front and back. You've got corals in here, you've got sunshine, bright oranges. I mean, I look at that and I can't help but smile. It's a really feel-good colour, that, isn't it? We've got a lovely, I like that one. It makes me think of I don't know, is it like a sunny beach day maybe? It's lovely. So you've got all of those ones in there again, 24 in total. You've got the 4 different designs, and your price on screen saving 10%. So it's a great opportunity for you to seize the moment on what colours you wish to have. And of course, with either of those colour pads, they're going to work great with any of your Aperture stamps. And if you do fancy a little bit more inspiration, you're in the right place. So heading on over to Crafter's Corner with Debbie. What are we up to, Debbie?
Oh, Crafter's Corner, I'm liking that. So we're going to be doing the birds and the branches, which are so gorgeous. This is definitely a whistle while you work, isn't it, with the birds and branches?
Yes,
so,
definitely.
Absolutely. And if you're wondering why we keep going Disney-fied, it's because I keep telling Becky I love working with Becky, because when I come in, I feel like I have my very own Disney princess.
And we were mentioning before, weren't we, about which Disney princess would craft?
Yes, I love that idea. Well, I mentioned it to Ben yesterday, because I actually said to Ben, oh, I'm working with the lovely Becky tomorrow, and I said, and I can't wait. I said, because she is literally a Disney princess. And he was like, oh, I love that idea. I said, but she is. She's just, you are Princess Jasmine, I think, with your hair. And yes, I think you're definitely a Princess Jasmine.
I'd love a pet tiger.
My granddaughters would love you, honestly. I wouldn't get a look in. But actually, and I said we really need to ask that question about what princess would craft, because my whole family, my daughters, my granddaughters, are all very Disney-esque. Everything is Princess Disney. And actually, Ben said a really good one, which didn't come to my head, but he said Tangled. So Rapunzel, because he said she does all her wall art, doesn't she, while she's she's in the
great
tower.
one.
Thought that was amazing. Of course she is.
Yeah,
But
she'd
my
be good.
first thought, I have to say, was Snow White. I just thought she is the one that's at home. She's looking after the dwarfs. She's going to be doing all her, her lovely crafting on her table. And so, so that was my thought. I would love to hear, who you think would be the ultimate, or who you think, which Disney princess would be the one crafting.
Yeah, which Disney princess and what would their craft be? I'd like to know that as well. What would they be into? Because Georgina, our producer, just said the Little Mermaid would be good. But I'm thinking, I mean, is she going to be into paper art, living under the sea? Doesn't make sense, does it? Maybe sculptures. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, do message us in. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. Yeah, she wouldn't be no good with the watercolour products. That would they would just wash away. There's so many to choose from, isn't there? It could be Jasmine because she's on a magic carpet, so she could be just sprinkling glitter everywhere.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Sorry, Sam Walsh on Facebook's just got in touch, and I'm a little bit perplexed about this, but I'm presuming you'll know what it means. Becky, let the fish know that I've just looked up at the ceiling and there's a big Jimmy up there. What does that mean?
That's hilarious, and I love that you've called me the fish. Okay, so we had a bit of a problem yesterday.
Okay.
So in the house, we share the house here at Crafter, so Crafty Towers.
Yes.
I have a little pet called Jimmy.
Okay.
And he comes out every so often, and he's always in the kitchen, got big legs. He's the biggest spider. I mean, he's huge.
Don't.
He is huge.
Wow.
Now, I don't mind spiders, but Joe is scared stiff of spiders.
Right.
So I haven't, and while I'm talking, I'm going to be colouring. So I am using my tri-blend pens, and then as I'm colouring, I will tell you the story. So I'm using my tri-blend. I've got a lot of different colours here. You can see how beautiful this is stamped out, which is amazing. Yeah, really amazing. So first of all, I'm going to use my coral shades. I'm going to start with my light to my medium to my dark. Yes, so I didn't tell any of the guys about the spider because I thought they'd just freak out, and there's no point in freaking them out. I think Jimmy only comes out to see me, and I named him because obviously it's what I do. So, and as I was telling Ben, I said to Ben about, have you seen our little house visitor? And he looked a bit sheepish, and he got his shoe. Yes, he did. He got his shoe. And,
Jimmy is no more.
Jimmy is no more.
Oh.
So,
it sounds like Jimmy's nipped over to Sam's house.
Yeah, I think he has. So we think that Ben will get his comeuppance and Jimmy's brothers will be moving in.
Oh yeah, I reckon. You could be right there. You could be right. So you haven't got a problem with spiders then?
No, not at all.
All right.
No.
When I'm staying in the house then, if I find one, I'll be knocking on.
I know. I genuinely, I loved seeing him because he'd just come out when he thought it was all clear and he'd scuttle along. And he's really quick because, well, he was. He's really quick because he would suddenly, you'd look and you'd blink and he'd be gone.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
He definitely existed. What Ben said is that he had teeth and he was running at him. So that's why he had to go. And he said, and his shoe was in there right at him, and he just had to, which is very sad.
Oh.
Yeah, so Jimmy's no more. So that's where that story comes from. That's Jimmy.
Oh, we've had loads of people getting in touch about the Disney princesses.
Oh, I love that.
Kathy. Oh, Kathy, you absolute genius.
Oh, I love it.
The Little Mermaid would be sand painting.
Oh my goodness. Of course she would. Of course she would. You are a genius.
Her whole world would be her palette. That's brilliant.
That
I
is
love that.
So brilliant. So brilliant.
On Facebook is saying that Elsa from Frozen would be icing cake.
Oh my God, you lot out there are geniuses.
That's brilliant. Sharon said, I think Snow White would be a soft crafter.
Actually, I think you could be right.
Making clothes for all of the dwarves. That's a great point.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, of course. I can just imagine Dopey, every season getting a hot new look.
I was actually thinking I could quite imagine our Bernie is dressed as Snow White.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bright red lippy, bit of a rosy cheek. Oh no, I love that. That's a great one. Patty, is saying, I think Belle, since her father was an inventor.
He was, yes.
That's a great one.
Yes. So what
But
craft
was she
though?
crafting, yeah. Would that make Sarah our Belle, maybe?
Yes, and it would make
that invention
and it would
part.
make her dad, Belle's dad, yeah, the inventor. He would be the inventor. Oh, I'm
run
loving
that by her
this.
next time. Keep them coming in.
Yes.
What do you think? Your Disney. Would that mean that Simon would be the Beast? I've just being asked.
He'd take that.
Keep
funny.
them coming in. What do you think? Your Disney prince or princess? What would be their craft? Let us know what you think. And princes as well. Welcome, of course. And this is how you get involved. Bottom of the screen. Let us know.
Yes, we can't miss out the princes because obviously we have our male presenters and crafters, so they would be the princes, wouldn't they?
Of course.
Oh, I love
together
that.
nicely,
You're all
this.
amazing. You're all amazing. I do absolutely love the sand one
Yeah, it's
with
brilliant,
Ariel. So good.
Sharon says that Belle, maybe she would be doing mixed media or found object art. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a great idea. My original thought, as I said to you before, Debbie, was Cinderella. But actually, now I think about it, that's like the worst one because she's really busy all of the time and she can't even have time to make her own lovely clothes. She's just walking around in
her rags.
cloth, isn't she? Could you imagine?
I think Cinderella would be the one that's aspiring to be a crafter.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, maybe. Yeah. And the fairy godmother is the craft expert.
Yes. That's so funny. Oh, I love that topic.
Yeah, good thinking.
Well, it's you, see, because you're my Disney princess.
Oh, thanks. Oh, Cindy. Oh, Cindy. Cindy has gone Cinderella. And Cindy thinks she would do glass etching.
Cinderella because of the glass slipper. That's
clever, I like
amazing.
that.
So I'm just going to finish off there because you don't want to see me colouring the whole thing, but I wanted to do most of the birds so you could see how beautiful they look. They are so simple to colour and really amazing if you've got those pens. But also I'm going to bring this in because what I am going to do is I'm going to bring my pencils in. So I'm just going to grab my florals because I think they're the colours that would lend themselves here, and I'm just going to take myself a darker green because I want to put even more into here. Now what's great about the colour blend pencils, and it's why Sarah loves them the most, is you can use these over the top of your alcohol markers, and it means, and I'm going to use one that I think I'll get what you'll be able to see the most out of. So if I start using it on my bird here, I can really add that definition around and just give it something a little bit more depth and really add to that image popping. So you can see we're starting to get a real beautiful shading. I could then go in with a darker colour. I'm going to go in with a darker pink colour and do something a little bit different here and just bring these round, and it just accentuates that gorgeous detail. So bringing in a completely different colour to create that bird, and it just looks amazing. I can't tell you how much I love these pencils. They are beautiful. And then we're going to come in and just add, and you can see just adding that extra depth, extra shading where those pencils are. You don't even need to blend too much because it really will add so much detail.
What I really like about these pencils, which you're showing beautifully there as well, is that because of how good that the sort of, you know, the centre of it is with that sort of wax mix, to get a lot of colour, you don't have to put on a lot of pressure.
Becky, did you say wax mix?
Yeah.
No, pure wax.
Well, pure wax.
Pure wax.
Pure wax and colour.
Yes, because I have to tell you, there is nothing that builds up these pencils. A lot of pencils, you are right in saying that, because with a mix, they normally add chalk substances in, sort of, what's the other one? It's not coal. Is it coal? It could be coal. Carbon, yes, so they build them up. Ours are completely pure. So, and I knew what you were saying about the mix of colour, the pigment and the wax, but it's, yes, please, this is a premium pencil, which is absolutely amazing.
And that's why you're hardly putting on any pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
But you're still getting all of that colour through.
Yeah,
so that'd
totally.
That'd be really good maybe for people with, you know, sort of dexterity problems. You don't want to push down too hard.
Yes, totally. Yeah, you're right, and they're thicker than most pencils.
Yes,
You probably won't
comfortable.
notice it, but if I was to put this in one of our pencil sharpeners, you need the large pencil sharpener to sharpen it. It won't fit into a regular pencil sharpener.
No, the little tiny ones.
Yes, definitely. So you can see we're really making this pop by just adding extra. Well, I probably sounded like Cruella there. But she's not really a Disney princess. Now, I suppose if we're going into villains...
Yes, villains are good too.
Yes, villains would be a really good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that. So our George has said that Maleficent would be... Erica said on YouTube, said that she would be mixed media. I love that. Just throwing anything into the pot.
Quite a few people are talking about Rapunzel, and Peg thinks that Rapunzel would make fashion wigs. How clever is that? Because she's got
wigs,
so much hair.
of course, yes.
But also Sandra is saying that Rapunzel could get together with the Spinner Princess and they could knit or crochet.
It's brilliant.
These are genius. Keep on coming.
Amazing. So what I'm doing here, Becky, I've just picked some papers out of my farmyard pad, and I'm just coming in slightly just to leave a gap because I wanted to just do a little bit of a difference with my mat and layers at the side. So I'm just going to pop some tabs. So these were just scraps that I had in my stash, and I thought these would work themselves really nice to just add some definition to the bottom of our design. So popping that into place, and then we'll just come in here and just leaving a very slight rim around the edge. And the quickest way to make some triangles is literally just fold a square piece of card in half and then cut it, then fold it in half again, and then just cut the sides off, and then you've got your 4 identical triangles. Then I'm going to use some black card to go over the top, but this time I'm going to pop this upwards. So I'm just going to make sure I've got some, yes, I can see some there. Oh, it's completely come away. Look at that.
Way!
It's unravelled itself. So I am just going to use this on the side. Just pull that down. So it gives just a little bit of definition and it makes that pop.
Yeah, it's nice.
So pulling that there. And then we're going to lay that on top. So we've just got a little bit of colour going on at the bottom on each corner. And then we've got our beautiful topper that we're going to put on our card. On the finished one, you can see, I've got the fan on, and every time I speak, a bit of my hair blows into my mouth and I'm like...
It's lovely. Bet it tastes nice.
Right, and then we're going to put our topper on top and then add just a little bow just to finish that off. So it just gives a really nice card to say, I am thinking of you. And there we go.
That is so lovely. And again, ladies, gents of any age would love that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a pretty card. There is so much we can do. The stamps really lend themselves of just being mindful of your colouring, relaxation. I mean, they're just beautiful stamps. And the fact that we have an aperture in them that you can stamp all those gorgeous sentiments, it just gives you an added bonus.
It really does. And the fact that that card is the same as the card that I have in front of me, using the same sort of elements, but as you can see, totally different feel to it because of the way that it's been backed differently, because of the different colours that we've used in areas. We have got for you the beautiful birds and branches. You have also got the florals in this one. I love how knock it over. I love how like bold and bright this is, in the sense of it's not too in your face, but it just feels like it's got a lot of energy. I love that one. This one again making me smile. This one looks like it's one of our most popular so far in the launch show today. No surprise there then, it is a stunner. This is your The Sky is the Limit with those balloons. Again, just as a reminder, you get the outside stamp and then you can put whatever you fancy in the middle. You could put a picture of someone's face. Have you ever wanted to turn someone into a balloon? There you go. Zoom in on their face, cut it out as you wish, and then you could put that lovely Aperture stamp around it. we're also bringing to you an Aloe You collection. And this is your terrarium piece that we're bringing to you there. I've got the flutterbies, or the butterflies if you will. Again, what I like about this one is how actually with it we've die cut in the centre, and then the sentiment is behind slightly, so again it's giving you that 3D look. It really draws you in, doesn't it? And then I have got your floral and your heart aperture stamp as well here, and you're getting that really muted feel, which would be great for birthdays, Mother's Days, weddings, and so much more. If you would like all of them, you have got a big discount on this one today, $59.99, or if you are brand new or you are platinum, it's actually only $47.99. I know, what a bargain! So if you do fancy them, that's a great way to pick them. If there's two that are speaking to you, then don't forget you can grab them as well. And speaking of grabbing, did you know that it is the Best of Crafts Awards at the moment, and you can get your nominations in, and this is how you do it. You're going to be visiting craftsbeautiful.com/awards, and what you can do is go on, have a little look at those different areas and categories and vote for who you wish. So for example, you might go on to Female Craft Personality of the Year and you'll click on Sarah Davies if that's your vote. We've got loads of different ones, including but not limited to the Gadget Machine. You've also got the Male Craft Personality of the Year that you can vote for. We've also you've got the Most Loved UK Craft Chain Store that you can vote for. As well as that, you've got your favourite die cutting range, and so much more, as you can see. So go on over, get your nominations in, and we will keep you posted as the short list comes together. Whilst you're going on and voting, how about I give you a few moments to check out your baskets whilst you can. And whilst you're checking those out, if you are brand new and you want to make the most of getting involved with a craft that really truly anyone can do, how about you learn how to shop?
Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
So that is how you get involved and craft with us. Do make sure you're heading on over to get those deals, and as you've seen there, you can do that online in many different ways. If you've just tuned in, hey up, how are you? My name is Rebecca Redican, but you can call me Becky, or Bex, or Boo if you so wish. It's up to you. I answer to loads of names, including sometimes Tess, because it used to be my dog's name and my mum would get confused. But yeah, it is wonderful to be with you today, and it is my absolute pleasure to be joined by our craft expert who's taking us through demo by demo some wonderful makes today. I am joined by the wonderful Debbie Fisher, who's setting on up something exciting looking over there, possibly using our Aperture stamps. Now these Aperture stamps, you're getting 66 elements within them. There is a delayed dispatch between now and next week. Next Wednesday they'll be heading on over to you, and you are getting them today at that discounted deal. If you would like to get them all in together, that's going to be your biggest saving, and you will get all of these that you can mix and match and play with to create designs. If there's two that are speaking to you, then you can also get them at a discounted deal today, so you will get 2 of the full packs. Don't forget, when I say 2 stamps, I don't just mean 2 frames. I mean the full packs with 10 to 13 stamps within there. You can get all of those ones as well for £23 or $27 if you so choose. You're looking very smiley over there, Debbie.
Always smiley. We're going to be using the terrarium. It's just the most beautiful stamp. I don't know what it is about this, but I adore it. I think the fact that it comes in that dome, in that terrarium, which is just stunningly beautiful. There is so much we can do with this. So I was thinking, what could we do that was different? So I've decided I'm going to bring in my tri-blend, it's a tri-blend, and I wanted a tri-colour, so that's not going to work. So I need to get my tri-colour. So
whilst you're doing that, would you like me to do some social?
Yes, that would be brilliant.
No
Thank
problem
you, Becky.
at all. We've got Fred in saying Cruella would definitely do everything in black and white, because if you have just tuned in, we're talking about what do you think a Disney prince or princess or villain would do if they were a crafter? What would their craft medium be? And I completely agree with that one. I think that's a fabulous one. We've got people messaging in as well, talking about the stamps, saying Eleanor says, I love those stamps. I really love the colour with all of the colour mediums. I used to say that my favourite was the aqua pens, but I've been doing a lot of colouring with my alcohol pens and they seem to be my go-to now, but I do love them all. Do you know what, Eleanor, that's really interesting, because I completely agree with you there. You will find something that speaks to you and then you'll find something else and then you sort of go to that more, don't you? But it can change and move, can't it? So I completely agree with you on that one as well. We've got people messaging in. Linda says, it's like Christmas at my house. I got my shipment from Crafter's Companion. Oh, I love that feeling. It's brilliant. Mary Kay is saying, my wild blooms is supposed to be delivered tomorrow, so the show is perfect timing. Oh, good. I'm so glad that we're here just at the right time for you to put that smile on your face and get you crafting. I've had a question as well in from Lady J, asking about the markers. Are the two-tone colour markers, meaning a light colour on one side and a darker one on the other side?
So we don't do a two-colour, we do a tri-blend. So if I bring in this one, our tri-blend, let me bring in this side. You can see it has a light, a mid and a dark. So your mid section, you get your middle pen and then you get a light on one end and then a dark on the other. So these ones will give you a 3-pen blend. All our other ones, so you do get, so this is, I've switched to my aqua pen. You get a bullet nib, a brush nib on one side and you get the bullet nib on the other side. And that is the same with all our other alcohol pens, but it's the same colour. So you don't get a dark and a light, you just get the same colour running through the whole pen. So it's either the same colour or tricolour.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Right, so I have got a different colour because, oh, wrong one. I couldn't find the tri-blends in here. I think they've been moved into the other studio, which is fine. So I'm just going to improvise, and I have got one already stamped. And actually, it's a really good demo to show because I stamped that a couple of days ago, and I'm going to show you how we can still use it now. So what I am going to do is use my pens on my actual stamp. Now, because they're water-based, you don't want to use your alcohol colours on there. You want to use your aqua pens or your tricolour, which are the water-based pens. So we're going to take our first one. So we're going to take the terrarium and we're going to stick this onto our card to start with. So taking it off the carrier sheet, we're going to pop this onto here and then we're going to stamp that out. So just positioning it, pop that on, and then all I need to do now is colour my actual stamp. So because they're water-based, I can go directly onto the actual stamp and you're going to be able to get a really cool image. So it's just a really nice way and something different. So remember, with stamps, the variation of what you can do technique-wise is amazing. So whether it be heat embossing, whether it be general stamping, whether it be mixing your coloured ink pads, you can do this technique where you're almost like watercolouring with it. You can do just so many different things.
And you're just using sort of the size of the nib there, aren't you?
Yes, I mean, if I went down, you'd end up just going into the stamp, and that's not going to do anything because you're not going to stamp that down.
No.
So the coverage is really just for the tops of your stamps. And then I'm going to do something that's a little bit more technical. So there we go. All I'm going to do is come over and go.
Sorry, what are you doing there, my love?
I'm huffing.
Right. Is there a little pig's house?
So that's as technical as it gets, because what the huffing does, because we've spent all that time going over the surface, we then want to just add a little bit of moisture. So we're just going to stamp with that, and that's going to create our outside edge. Now you can go back in, add a bit more and fill in the gaps. And I did this but with our different colours. So I actually use, if I move that to the side, I use our colour aqua colour pens instead of aqua blend, and I use the jade green blend, and the darkest colour, this is the one that I got off of there. Now what's great about this, like I say, I stamped this a few days ago, but I'm going to use my sparkle pen. Now I use water at home, but I don't have a water pot to hand, so I'm just going to give my pen a little shake. So shake it to wake it, because it's water based and it's got glitter in it. Then we're going to I'm going to pick sort of a dark patch. So this here, I'm going to take some of that ink and I'm going to start to just blend that in. And what we can actually do is paint. We're almost using it as a paint palette. I mean, how beautiful is that?
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's just a really beautiful way of doing your colouring, adding something totally different. And because it's a dark colour I've used, the colour we're blending out to is making it lighter. So then you can sort of take that in. I mean, the sides that you're going to be able to get the ink from as well, but when you've got a bigger part to colour in, just use these bigger parts to just pull out the actual ink. And it's a really nice technique.
Because you're using the colour that's already there, you know that tonally it's going to work.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And this for me is a very relaxing technique to do, because they're just going to look incredible and just totally change that image. I mean, the image looks good on its own with these, but being able to add a bit of sparkle. So I'm sure you'll find the sparkle pens, they come in a 3-pack Spectrum Sparkle, and it's because we can use them on so many different things. You can go over your colouring with your alcohol markers. You can use them to blend any of your water techniques. And then when it dries and you look at the light, you've got that beautiful sparkle on there. And it doesn't take long to do, and it's completely dry. And I would say make sure you let it dry first, because otherwise you'll just get a more, well, you might want a smudgier look. So yeah, I would say that just let the ink dry and then pull that out. It's just so simple. It's not you doing really any colouring, all you're doing is filling in the gaps.
And it's really fab actually that you're doing it with the glitter pen, because I bet when that dries it will make the leaves look like they've been sort of freshly mist.
So much so,
with
yes.
some water or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a gorgeous technique. So we're just going to finish this one. I don't normally go on to do the whole image, but it's took
you can't stop, can you?
So little time. I know. Sarah always says that she always goes into a colouring coma.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's it. It's so easy, isn't it, to get coloured away. Coloured away. That's not what I meant to say.
Yes, but absolutely coloured away. I love it.
And I'm just going to add some colour. We're just going to bring in this just to sort of add some definition to this side.
If you can hear that noise, by the way, it wasn't a giant. I think it's someone going past on a scooter.
So I'm going to bring in my finished card. I've done exactly the same with this panel here, and then we've just done this colouring on the side, just bringing it all out. The more water, so this one was done with water, so you can see, and I did it more or less straight away. Once this had dried, I did it on the same day. And it actually, can you see, it actually pulls a bit more, but when you leave it, you can just colour in that image, and you probably can't know, you won't be able to pick it up on the camera, but there is a sparkle in those leaves. So just a really nice way of doing that gorgeous design. I absolutely adore that one.
I do think that is so beautiful. Thank you so much for showing us that. I can think of so many people who would love that, especially if they are into gardening, terrariums, succulents, etc. So if you would like to treat yourself to that whole collection, let me remind you, it's on your screen right now, and those are your apertures. If you've got the 20% off, then you're actually going to be saving nearly £30 or $30 if you've got that 20% off because you're platinum or brand new. So it's a brilliant opportunity to get involved. As well as that on, we have got for you those the pencil collection, 120 of those in total, and you've got lots of different colours. Each one of those packs that you see contains the 24 alternate colours, and you're getting loads and loads of different hues in there, including but not limited to the likes of your florals in there and your brights or your primaries, if you will, in there. So it really is going to take you through any craft project. I've then got the pencil blending solution, which kind of does what it says on the tin. It means that you're going to be able to get this wonderful finish, a lovely blend to it, and to get a discount on that of 10% is extra special too. Not stopping there though with the inspiration, oh no. If you've been looking at us using the tri-blends, then this is perfect for you. As you can see, in one pen you get the 3 different shades, and they are tonally different, so shaded different throughout, and that means that when you use them all in one, you can get really 3D effects or really lifelike effects without having to try and find the right pen and, oh no, it's the wrong colour. It all makes your life much easier. As well as that, I've got your coastal blends. So these ones, as you can see, a little bit more coastal. Great maybe for your ocean scenes, but also villages in the distance, sorry. As well as those ones, we have got for you the brush maker tips collection. 24 of those ones you're getting. And as we mentioned earlier on, you get that really high-end professional controlled finish with these ones, as they are that 3-in-1. And you've also got in this one the deep blends. These ones again would be really lovely and complementary with some of the pencils that we did before, and as you saw earlier, you can use them both in together. £67.99 or £101.95. Now you will know that for the level of the professionalism of these, that is a really good price, and they do last a nice long time too. So seize the moment on what you wish to treat yourself to today, because it is time for a demo, and it should be one we can squeeze in before we do demo of the show. So I'm going to hand on over to Debbie. What are we using this time, Debbie?
Okay, so we're going to bring in the floral heart, which is just beautiful. A heart design is something we use all year round to just send to our loved ones, which is beautiful. I love the design of this. I love the fact that it's got that gorgeous heart. You've got all these gorgeous flowers, your roses around it, and then you've got your different sentiments to use, your different embellishments at the side. I love the fact that it's jam-packed. You know, every space on your carrier sheet is absolutely jam-packed with all the gorgeous designs. So we're going to first of all pop this onto or into the centre. I'm going to bring in again my stamping mat, and we're going to pop them into, or pop the card onto the centre. What I would also suggest is making sure that you use we're going to be using the crowns, and I would bring in, I don't want my water reactive one, I had one here earlier and there it is. I'm just going to grab my pebbles. So I'm using my alcohol proof. That's what you need to use with your pencils, because we're going to be bringing in our colour blend pencils. So I'm going to pop that onto the centre, make sure we've got our heart there. And then I'm also going to just bring some embellishment dies. So one of them, or stamps, sorry, not dies, that we can just pop to the side there. So let's just move that over so we can fit that on. Actually, let's bring in 2 different ones. We'll have this one on one side, and then we will bring this one in on the other. There we go. So just using those little embellishments to create our topper and our finished surface. And then once you're happy with that, just put your top on, push it down in the centre so we pick those up, and then we're just going to ink those. Not with that one. Right, so using my pebble, I always like to use a pebble one. because it's not as dark as the black, but it's not harsh like a black can be, especially when you're using floral stamps. Oh, the other thing we haven't touched on, Becky, as well, is the stamps are photopolymer, which means they are high grade photopolymer stamps. So they stamp perfectly every single time. They give you this just beautiful, crisp image, which looks amazing. So bringing that one in, take that one off, and then we can do a bit of colouring. So this time we're going to be using our pencils. So I'm just going to grab myself some pencils. Again, because it's the florals, I'm going to be using our floral set. So bringing these ones in. I haven't got my blending solution. I don't know what that bang was then. Did you hear that bang?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't see it.
I don't know what it was. So, strange. So I haven't got my stubs or my blending solution with me. I think they've been took into the other studio, but it's fine because we've got a smaller area. We can blend two of our colours into each other. So I'm just going to say pick a flower. So let's pick.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have got some here. If you'd
I
like me
need
to
some
wang it
stubs
over.
though as well.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Have we got stub? Oh, I've got one. Yes, that would be great. Yes,
come and
thank you,
bring it
Becky.
over, no
Yes,
problem.
I do have a stub. So we're just going to be bringing in our pencils. So blending solution is for wax pencils. Thank you, Becky.
No problem.
And what that actually does, and I'm not even going to colour my full image, so you can see I've left a lot of space in there. But what I can then do is I can then,
You're right. Oh, have I left it just out of
got
arm shot?
It was right on the corner.
Sorry.
My arms aren't that long, Becky.
Sorry, yeah.
Not a problem at all. At least we got it. So the blending solution, and you can get these stubs. I think we've got some stubs online. So just look on the website. We're going to just pick up this inside. We're just going to take a little bit onto the end. You really don't need a lot. And then what we're going to do is just in circular motions, we're going to blend this in. Now what this is doing, it's emulsifying that wax and it's breaking it down and blending it into our cardstock. And what it does is gives you the most smoothest blend that you can get. I mean, it really is an absolute must-have if you're going for those pencils. So we're creating that blending ability, but then being able to really make it smooth. So then what we're going to do, we're going to go in with another colour. So I'm just going to pick, let's have a nice pink. Let's do this lovely pink here. And then we can start going in. Now, pencils, if you hold them lower down the pencil itself, you get a softer lay down. So you can just lay it down. And the more up the pencil you go, the more you can lay the colour down. Because it's quite hard sometimes to realise how much pressure you put on a pencil. So the layering of a pencil is all to do with the tooth of the card. You don't want to put loads down. And I will show you that in a second actually. I'm just going to show you a little bit more of how we can blend these different colours together. That's why they're called colour blends. So I'm going to bring in a completely different colour of orange. Now an orange and a pink would not necessarily work very well blending them in together, because what we mean by blending, Becky, is we don't want to see a line. We don't want to see where one line finishes and the next line starts. So what we're going to do is just bring our nib in again, dip it into our blending solution, and we're just going to blend those together. Now look at that. That is completely seamless. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
You just wouldn't be able to see those two colours. They mix together absolutely beautifully, but you're still getting that gradation of that orange into that pink, and it looks so beautiful. So keep building up, and you can build up that colour. So let that dry. If you then want to go in, so I'll do it with the purple one, you can then go in again and add an extra colour. You can keep adding that colour, but just make sure it dries, because you don't want to get the blending solution onto here when it's wet, because all it will do is make this mushy.
Yes.
So make sure this is dry when you go back in, because you are able to do that and really intensify that colour, which is amazing. And you definitely do not want to be dipping this into any solution whatsoever.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring in my finished one. So if I bring this one in, I've stamped in the centre there. You can see I've got that beautiful gradation of all those gorgeous colours and that lovely shine, which is amazing. And then we're just going to layer this up to make us a beautiful card. So pop this to the side. I'm going to bring in all my extra bits and pieces. I've got a little bit of a new paper pad going on. That's one of my favourites because I do have a thing for paper pads, Becky.
Oh, is that your thing?
Yeah, that's definitely my thing. I collect them, not as much as someone else. One of our lovely viewers collects paper pads and she literally has hundreds. So I think she buys about 12 of them at a time.
Hey,
so
why not?
Literally so many, yeah, so many. So I'm not that bad, but I do have a thing for paper pads and I do have my favourites. So, but this one is definitely becoming my favourite. We've got a block colour and the beautiful pattern papers.
Yes.
And it's the farmhouse one. I mean, look at I just love them. They're very spring-like, they're double-sided, they've got some gorgeous tones going on. We've got this one here, which is amazing. So all these, they're just gorgeous. I love using them. I love a spring feeling paper pad. One that really cheers you up, makes you sort of feel good because they're all beautiful colours, beautiful designs. Yeah, there's nothing better than a good paper pad. So, and a 12 by 12. I'm a bit of a lover of a 12 by 12, I'm not going to lie. And then I'm going to use this one, we're going to pop this at the side, but what I want to do is pop it onto some foam pads because we want to use this as our stopper. So just pop in a few on to each one, just to stack those up. Because what I've made, when we were talking about an easel before, this one's a similar sort of thing, but what I've done is made it into a twisted easel. So normally, if I just pop that into place at the side, normally we would have our card like this. It would be folded across the top and folded down. That's our easel. This time though, I've gone diagonally along the card so we can fold it over, which will then, that will aid as our stopper going across here. Just going to make sure we've folded that one down. I'm going to then pop this one onto the front. So, and then we're just doing it all a little bit different. We're just having different shapes when we put our card together. Put that on. And there we go. Such pretty papers. Love this one.
It's fab.
Like just a field full of daisies there. So that gives us our stopper there and our piece on the front. And then we can just pop this into place. So I'm going to make sure we stick that just going across. So we want that central to our card around about there. So all I'm going to do is where that line is, I'm going to notice that line going down and I just want to fill in this piece with our tape pen, just so that will stick at the bottom.
Lovely.
So popping that across, just gonna centralise that at the bottom. And then when we take that up, I'm gonna put a little bow and a flower onto there. So if I turn that round so you can see, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of a flower on the bottom. Let's just move my tape pen. Oh, look, twice that's happened. Get to the silver bit and you've got nothing left, so it's worn out. And I always feel like it's me that gets to everybody's last bits. Right, I haven't got a normal one, so we're just going to use our dotty one, which is cheating a little bit. I'm just going to add a flower on there and we're just going to add a bow at the top here, just to finish off that beautiful twisted easel card. And there we go.
Woo. Oh, I love it. That's so nice. Oh, doesn't that just make you feel sort of filled with joy? We are going to be voting on demo of the show in a momento or two, but before that, let me very quickly run through these for you. We've got for you in this collection, of course you can choose which two you want and then you'll get the discount, £23 or $27 for the two. This is one pack and this one is called Your Floral Heart. It's what Debbie's just shown us a make with. Birds and branches we've also got for you. This is the one that we looked at earlier on with those lovely birds with him. Any of you who are fans of Up, or anyone who's ever had a hot air balloon ride, or anybody who's just inspired by wonderful ways of travel, then this is a great one for you. Maybe you are a lover of, round the world in 80 days and the likes. This is a great one. Oh, way up. What's that one? Oh, I know. Oh, right. It's got the lady with the long hair in it, and she is a star, and she's fallen to earth. Has it got star in the title? And it's got this, I'm not very good at describing films, by the way, and it's got this fella in it who like really likes her. No, he likes someone else, and he's off to find a star, but it's a person. It is Stardust. Yes,
Oh, I haven't
Georgina.
seen that.
Have you not?
No.
All the way up. It's a nice film. It really is. But yeah, the reason I'm mentioning that is because I think it's Robert De Niro is one of the characters in it, and he travels around in a balloon, doesn't he? I think he like captures the lightning or something, doesn't he? It's really cool. Anyway, we've also got your wild blooms here for you. Not only that, we have the terrarium collection and the butterflies that are ornate we have for you. So see which ones you like. I did have someone messaging in before, it was Eleanor saying, I saw some of these stamps on HSN, but I've noticed that there are some here that weren't on HSN. Am I right about this? You absolutely are. Yes, so this one was on HSN, I think, but I don't think the terrarium was. I'm not sure. The balloons one wasn't. So no, you are right. A couple of these were on. I think it was the florals and maybe the butterflies, but the other, yeah, you're totally right. The balloons definitely weren't on there. So, hey, it's your opportunity to grab some more if you so wish. Lynn saying, I've just got home from work. Hi, Becky, Debbie and CTV team and everyone. Lynn, I hope work went all right today. Our texting has been Disney characters, what would their craft be? And I've got some more, I have to tell you, that I really do like. Who was that one in from? Saying that Ursula would be into ink work. Oh, because she's an octopus.
My favourite villain.
Is she?
Yeah, I love Ursula. My favourite villain, Disney villain, Ursula from the Little Mermaid. Yeah.
What is it about her that you love?
Oh, I just love her, like, especially at the end when she comes out the water, it gets really big and it's all her sort of legs, and she's very sassy.
I love her legs. I love her. Yeah, she's got a great hourglass body
Oh,
shape as well.
doesn't she have a good
figure? Amazing. I've also got one that made me giggle. That is Sleeping Beauty would use Dreamies to craft with. I like that.
Brilliant.
So those are the ones that you can choose from today. So do make sure that you're enjoying them. We have been creating and crafting plenty already. And we will be having a little look at what the demos are to vote on for today are. But before that, we have had a question in for you, Debbie, and this is in from Rhonda. Do you mind answering that question for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang on.
Oh, we've got to have the question.
Yeah, we've got to have the question. I was like, let's answer a question. I can't wait to be told what it is. Can you use the blending solution with the ink that you used in your first demo with the black?
The ink. Oh, so
I get you.
are you? So if you're asking if you can use it with the ink pads, no. But if you're asking if you can use it on the pencils on black card, then yes. So yeah. So hopefully that answers the question. So yes, you can use it on black card.
Perfect. So we have had loads of demos today. Can you remind us which ones we're voting on?
Yeah, and literally we've got one more demo and we've done all 6 stamps, which is amazing. So yeah, we will fit that one in. We've got the butterfly one. So number 1 is a butterfly.
Okay, number 1.
Number 2 is the balloon.
Oh.
Number 3 is the birds. Don't know why I said it like that. The birds.
The bird. Feed the birds.
Number 4 is a terrarium.
Yeah.
And number 5 is the heart.
Well,
there we go.
It's so tough because they are all stunning, but try your best. Do get your votes in. So you've got your butterfly, your balloon, your birds, your terrarium, and then the floral heart. Message us in, get social with us in this manner, and you can vote for your demo of this show. And then, of course, we'll do demo of the day later on for you. We have got just enough time for one more sneaky demo as well. So we are going to be getting on with that right here, right now, over with Debbie, and the final one of our brand new Aperture stamp.
Absolutely. So Wild Blooms is our last one. It's a really beautiful one. If you're not really into colouring but you just like stamping, this is probably the stamp for you because it's the one where you don't have to worry too much about colour. It's got a beautiful array of flowers around there. It's a great one if you want to teach kids to practice their colouring because you've got really nice spaces for there to be cut out. So all I'm doing is take off our carrier sheet and then take out our main stamp. So with this one, we can do all together. So I'm going to bring in, I did have, what have I done with it? There's one here. So I've used, and again, I do apologise, this was from our nesting dies, but I'm not sure of the what it is. I think they come under like oblong number 2 or something like that, or rectangle 2. Again, it's just grabbed out of my stash. So what I'm going to do is bring that in and stamp into here. So please use your nesting dies for these because they really just lend themselves to doing all these beautiful shapes. I'm just trying to think whether, yeah, we can do that at the same time. We might as well get it all done. So I'm going to pop that middle sentiment in and my outside edge. Now, because I've got the confidence in my stamping platform, I'm just going to pick that up, and I know that that looks all stamped beautifully well. I'm then going to bring in my ink pad. So again, bringing in my Pebble ink pad because I'm going to use my alcohol pens. So we're just going to stamp this up. So polymer stamps look amazing. Work amazingly with our ink pads because they really do stamp amazingly well. All that detail, I mean, this one is a really fine stamp. So all those fine edges, all those little ferns that we can see, I mean, that's amazing detail that we have in there. And then to be able to stamp that gorgeous sentiment in the aperture at the same time is amazing. So let's pull that one off. We're going to get ourselves a piece of card to colour onto. So let's just grab this one, and then we're going to use, at hand I've got my Tri-Blend pens, but the Tri-Blend brush are on the show, and they are so stunningly beautiful, mainly because, so the difference is this one is a bullet nib. You get a bullet nib on the Tri-Blend pens, and then on the Tri-Blend brush you obviously get a brush nib. So you get a light, a medium and a dark. So we're just going to be going in, so first of all I'm just going to be laying colour down into, in fact I'm going to colour all of that because I'm going to do the inside with the dark. So I'm just using my lighter colour. Now because I've only got a small flower, I'm going to go straight to my dark colour, and I'm just going to do little flicks in the centre. So if you had your brush markers, they would work beautifully for this. So just add in that dark detail in, and then I can go back to my colour and just giving that a little tickle on the ends with the pen, because that will just help to blend those two colours into one. And then turn that round, and we'll do the same again with our little flower here. So it's just a case of picking whatever colours that you want to and giving them a colour in. And every medium that we have, so whether it be ink pads, whether it be your alcohol markers, your water-based pencils, your water-based pens, everything will work amazingly with these stamps. And it's exactly what it is, isn't it? The reason we bring out just a stamp set every so often is because we want you to then practice with your colouring, bring your colouring into play. Let's use another one here. Excuse me. So just doing our blue. Never really see blue flowers, do you? But
yeah, you do get blue daisies.
Yeah, so I shouldn't say never. You hardly ever see. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no,
to
you're
say.
right. Yeah. Yeah, blue daisies you can get. Yeah. Yeah, you can. They're like white and they go a little bit blue at the end. Or you can get, they look a little bit like asters as well, don't they? I think it's an aster that I'm thinking of. And they look similar to that as well. You can get them in bright colours.
Mm.
I really like that you've just got the stamps with these ones too, because I know a lot of the time when we do stamps, you'll get the dies with them. But sometimes some of the shapes, you might already have something similar. So with this collection, you're not actually paying for the dies, but you've got similar shapes. So I could imagine cutting out that sentiment with one of your rectangles, or, you know, there's loads that you could do with them, which makes them really good fun.
Yeah, so much so. And it's really nice to have that shape, isn't it, in the centre there. So if you carried on and keep colouring all your bits in, you will then end up with your topper, which is colour. But like I say, it's just beautiful. It's almost quite like, it is very forestry, but it's also a little bit sort of harvest festival type, isn't it? It just, I don't know why, but it does, yes, rustic botanical, our George has just said, and that's exactly what it's like. And I'm just going to bring in my finish card for this one. So turn this round, and then you can see just using some acetate on the front with some lovely papers. And even these papers actually look a little bit botanical, don't they, as well?
Agreed.
Just adding those toppers on and just create some beautiful cards there. So I absolutely love these ones.
I think they are fabulous. Thank you so much for showing us that. One thing that I will point out, and I know this is like a tiny thing, but you know, we've only had a 2-hour show. There's some of me nattering, telling you exactly what you're getting, etc. But Debbie's just been able to do 6 different demos with 6 different sets of stamps, and I think that goes to show that if you are new or you've been doing it for a while and you've got the right equipment, so long as you set everything out near you, so you're not like me when I craft going, oh darn it, I've forgotten that, and you're up and down the stairs trying to get your steps in because you've forgotten everything. So long as you've got everything beside you, when you have the right equipment, you really can create really professional things relatively quickly. So I hope you've really enjoyed those. We'll get the results for the demo of the show in a moment, but before that, let me just whisk through some of the designs that you could recreate with this collection. We have got for you here the butterfly, the ornate butterfly stamp collection. This one, you can see you've got the sort of waterproof black ink here. You've got your aqua markers being used through it, so you get that lovely watercolour finish. If that's the one for you, your details are on screen right now. I've also got, speaking of the outdoors, your terrarium, which is kind of bringing the outdoors in, isn't it? I really like the idea of this one for anyone who's possibly has a terrarium or loves maybe creating things outside. Maybe though, actually what you could do is put different sentiments in here, maybe about flowers or blossoming friendships, for example. There's loads you could do there. This is one of my absolute favourites, and it's definitely been popular so far, which is why the stock on the individuals are ticking down. We're bringing to you the Sky's the Limit element. This one has got the most individual components in it, actually. You're getting 13 different elements within this, but the price stays the same, $12.99 individually or $14.95. Or you can get 2 of them for just £23 or $27. I really like that one. I think there's a lot of fun you could be had with it. Oh, you could go a bit Moulin Rouge as well, couldn't you? Because I'm sure there's a hot air balloon in Moulin Rouge. Anyway, I'm bringing to you... There is a windmill, yeah, but I do also feel like there is... I do feel like there is also that. We have got for you... Imagine if I got a hot air balloon and a windmill mixed up. It could happen. Let me bring to you now your wonderful floral blooms here, the wild blooms, sorry. This one has got that really lovely wild feel to it. It's the one that has got all of the different designs, and what I love about this stamp here is, of course, you could use it this way, ignore the center, the sentiment in the center, but you could create it both ways, and that's the lovely thing. You don't have to place that center one in that way because it's not an equal design, if that makes sense. A lot of stamps, frame stamps, are like that, but this one isn't. We have also got for you your birds and branches. So you've got the bird detail design there. Oh, way up. Think about using your glitters on these, and you could make it maybe into a hummingbird, because hummingbirds are really iridescent, aren't they? So you could definitely create different wild creatures there. Have you got any other sentiments maybe that are to do with birds or flying? That would go great with it, wouldn't it? And then last but by no means least, I have got your heart florals, or floral heart, and this one you get with the sentiment you're seeing here, but you do get extras because within this you get 10 elements, so there's plenty for you. We have got demo of the show. It's come through. The information is mine. Should we have a drum roll? I nearly knocked that over. Debbie, which one do you think has won?
I think the butterfly. That's my favourite. Number one's the butterfly.
Okay, that's what you've gone for, is it?
Yes, yeah. I love the balloon one as well. And I quite like the bird one.
Okay, if you're just going to get them all out.
I know, sorry, yeah. Which one?
They could all be winners, couldn't they? Okay, I was going to guess that 2 was going to win. Georgina was going to guess that number 4. George, what were you going to guess? You're going to guess number 2? Yeah, that's the one I was guessing as well. The winner actually is, drum roll please, numero 1!
Oh, I said number 1.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, see, I love that one. Yeah,
The
it's beautiful.
wins. So that is the one for you. Thank you so much for voting. And speaking of voting, don't forget, if you wanted to, you could vote for us here at Crafts Companions. And all you have to do is head on over to the Best of Craft Awards website page, and you can vote for all of these different categories, and you can get those nominations up there. So if you popping your nominations on, then we may well be in a few of these. So these are just some that you can go for. You could vote for Gadget Machine, you could go for Designer of the Year, you could also vote for Personality of the Year. So if you do wish to vote for us, then please do. We would love, 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 love to hear that. We have had a fabulous day so far already. But even more exciting, some might say, is that I have got some more shows on the way for you. Colour Me Happy is on the way for you, and that's going to be starting at 7 o'clock here UK time, and that is for you 2 p.m. Eastern time. On that one, we're going to be really focusing on tricolours, but we've got some excellent discount deals as well. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention that we've got some Spectrum Noir at the best ever price, but I've done it anyway. Play Your Crafts Right is on tomorrow as well, of course, because it's Saturday. That is at 12 p.m. UK time or 7 a.m. Eastern time if you fancy getting involved. So we've got loads more coming up for you. Debbie, thank you so much for stepping in. It's been wonderful to have you.
It's been a lovely show. I've really enjoyed it. It's great, and I can't wait to be back for the Colour Me Happy show. You're going to be amazed at some of the things we've got on.
You really, truly are. Some of the treats and the discount deals are exceptional. They really are second to none. So it's a perfect time to tune in. Debbie, thank you to you. Thank you to you. Do join us back here in 2 hours where we're going to be inspiring you more and giving you more bargains. For now, though, I'll see you in a bit. Bye.